Welcome to Shomach Shava on the Daf. We're holding in Zevachim Daf Ayin Vov. The Gemara is in the middle of the sugya of Ein Mevim Kotchim LeBeis Apsul. You're not supposed to cause Kotchim to become pasul by reducing the amount of time that you can eat it. So the Gemara Mudalev brings the Mishnah Masechet Ma'aser Sheni that says that you're not allowed to take Trumo B'Kesav Ma'aser Sheni V'Yishomim Ma'at Ma'achiloso. It's causing Trumo to be eaten by less. How are you causing the Truma to be eaten less? So Rashi explains that you can eat it only in Yerushalayim. You can't eat it out of Yerushalayim. Tosfos quotes Rashi, and he adds another thing. He says that also, Oinen, someone who is an Avelus in the first day, he's allowed to eat Truma, but if you buy Ma'aser Sheni, use Ma'aser Sheni money to buy Truma, it's also Loinen. Tosfos himself continues to say that it also works the opposite. That if you use Ma'aser Sheni money to buy Truma, you're mimayit the Ma'aser Sheni, because now only Krihanim can eat it and not Yisraelim. So Rashi Bayos doesn't bring these two things. And Mashma, Pipashtes, there's a machlekes over here between Rashi and Tosfos. If the fact that you're having less people to eat it, if you're mimayit with the oichlim, is that considered to be a mute or not? Rashi holds only if you're reducing the time of eating it, that's the classic case that the Mishnah brings, or you're reducing the location. But if you're reducing the amount of people that can eat it, that's not considered to be a reduction, and that's why it doesn't mention that Shumo, you're reducing it from an oinen. Tosfos, on the other hand, holds that if you're reducing the amount of people that can eat it, that also is going to be considered to be a reduction, and that's why by Trumo, it's considered to be a reduction because of the fact that an oinen can't eat it when it's bought with Ma'aser Sheni, and the opposite as well, though Ma'aser Sheni is bought from Trumo, only Kriyanim can eat it, not Yisraelim. Now this is the way the Mari Aponim, which is a sefer which written by the Pnei Moshe, Mefarsh and Yerushalmi, the way he understands the Yerushalmi Ma'aser Sheni, Peragim Alocha Beis. Because the Yerushalmi there brings a brisa. The brisa says you're not allowed to buy with Ma'aser Sheni Trumo, Shlevel de Psul. Says the Yerushalmi, what does the brisa say? If it becomes possible Tful Yom, meaning not that you're reducing anything. If a Tful Yom touched it, if a Tful Yom is touching this Trumo, now you can't eat it. But then the Gemara goes to explain the Mishnah. And the Gemara explains that the Mishnah we just quoted. What does Mimayit B'Achilosoi? That Truma is also Lazarim and Ma'aser Sheni Mutar Lazarim. Meaning what Tosfos said. So says the Mara Aponim, that's the machlokes in the Mishnah and the Brisa. According to the Brisa, the fact that you have less people to eat it, that's not called a reduction. So you have to say, we talk about it became Tameh, and now you can't eat it. But the way the Gemara explains the Mishnah holds that if you have less people to eat it, that is considered to be a reduction. According to this understanding, that we have a machlekes over here. When you have less people that can eat an item, is that considered to be the Mevim Kotch Beis Apsul? We can understand the following discussion. The Ramah in Orach Chaim Siman Tafresh Dalet says that we don't say Mizmor LeTodah on erev Yom Kippur. Why not? Says the Vilna Gaon, because then you couldn't bring Korban Toida on erev Yom Kippur, because you can't eat it at night, because that night is LeTodah Yom Kippur. So it's considered to be Mevim Kotch LeBeis Apsul. So says the Chayei Adam, Chalak Beis Klal Kuf Mem Dalet, and he says really you don't see any Korbanis on erev Yom Kippur except Oila, except the Korban Oila, because Korban Oila is not eaten. But any other Korbanis you can bring on erev Yom Kippur, because you're not able to eat it that night. So Reuven Margolius in his Nefesh Chaya on that Siman, he brings that the source of this Ramah comes from a Gemara and Psachim and a Gemara in Beitza. And the Gemara there says you don't bring Korban Toida on erev Pesach, because Korban Toida has chometz, you can't eat in the night of Pesach. It does not mention erev Yom Kippur. Says the Reuven Margolios, I'll tell you why. Because on Yom Kippur, people still can eat it. Who? Children. Children, you're allowed to feed them on Yom Kippur. So why are you saying that's considered to be Mevim Kotch Beis Apsul? Because you're reducing the Korban you can't eat at night. There are people that can eat at night. And that will be the difference why the Gemara mentions only erev Pesach and not erev Yom Kippur. Erev Pesach, nobody can eat it that night. You can't feed chometz to children. But in the night of Yom Kippur, you could feed children, so it could be eaten that night. So he brings an answer, the name of Meir Arik, that says, yes, time can eat it that night, but you're still reducing the amount of people that can eat it. Not everybody can eat it. Only children can eat it. So it's still considered to be if you catch the base of soul. According to what we learned, that depends on this machlekes. The machlekes that seems to come from Rashi, Tosfos, and the Sugyo, and the machlekes in the Yerushalmi, the way the Mara Aponim learns. When people can eat it, but not everybody can eat it, is that reduction considered to be mevim kotchel beis apsul or not? And you may all be enough community. Do you say Mizmor LeTodah on erev Yom Kippur? Meaning, do you bring Korbanos on erev Yom Kippur that cannot be eaten in the night only for Ktanim? According to one who says that if you reduce the amount of people that can eat it, it's considered being Viyu Kotcha Beis Absul, so you can't bring the Korbanos on erev Yom Kippur. And that's what the Ramah holds. That's why we don't see Mizmor LeTodah on erev Yom Kippur. But if you hold like the other sheet, or the sheet that seems to be the sheet of Rashi, that as long as you have people that can eat it, you just have less people, it's not considered to be Viyu Kotcha Beis Absul. So then you could bring Korbanos on erev Yom Kippur, and you do say Mizmor LeTodah on erev Yom Kippur, and that's why the Gemara and Beitza and Pesachim does not mention this on erev Yom Kippur. Anyone who wants to join and sponsor the Shomachshava Shiurim, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.